Well, hi again, folks. Rick from the Boondocking Bears. It is Saturday, and I am headed to Toronto to visit the Toronto RV show. I love keeping up to date on what's new. I know this Prius Camping, which I love, will do for another year or two. Can't last forever. The old bottle will give out. Excuse me, or whatever. So I like to keep up to date on what's happening with the RV industry, what's new, what's innovative, etc., and find out what works for me. So that's where I'm headed, but I thought in the meantime, since it's a 90-minute drive, I'll give you a little update on some of the things that have been happening, where I'm headed, and all that kind of stuff. So bear with me, because I'm not used to doing a car video like this, and I'm going to ramble a little bit, but hopefully it's interesting. So first of all, travel plans. I'm going to head out the next week or so, actually probably next week, for a Prius Camping road trip, just for a few days. I just need to get away. The weather has changed here. It's now down in the 40s, and after the oppressive heat we had this summer, I'm finding it really cold. So I thought I'd get away, and I looked at the map this morning to find out where there's some warmth, and it looks like I have to go down to Maryland, southern Maryland really, to get some camping weather. So I haven't decided where I'm going to go. I'm just going to get in the car with Little Bear, pack up the stuff, and go. And we'll just, anyway, I'll take video when I'm out there. So that's the immediate plan next week. The long-term plan is I'm going to stay here. Originally, I was going to stay here till Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, have Christmas with the grandkids, and then head to Southern California, Arizona with the Prius and towing the motorcycle on the Stinger trailer. But I might get delayed a little bit, simply because, I hate to admit it, but I turned 65 in January, and as such, all my retirement benefits and retirement incomes kick in, and I think it's prudent to be around when that happens, because I'd hate to be stuck in Arizona and find out that all my income streams weren't coming through because of some paperwork delay or something that I have to be here for. So my birthday's in the middle of the month. I think I'll stay till then, and then I'll go. Just a precautionary thing, let's put it that way. So it's a late start this winter. I have to put up a little bit of cold weather in December and January, but on the other end, I get to stay longer when it's a little warmer, because I plan to go for about 3 months. So I'll be gone for, let's say, February, March, and April, which is ideal, because then I can catch a lot of that southern Utah national parks that I really, really want to see, but might be a little cold in January, February. So play it by ear, but I want to see the Grand Canyon. I want to get out to Southern California. Oh man, there's just so much out there that I want to see, so I'm ready to go list it. So those are my travel plans. Definitely be Prius Camping, and definitely not going to leave until my birthday, and I make sure that everything is hunky-dory. Okay, so next update. By the way, I guess I could try to show you where I am. I'm on the QEW headed from Niagara Falls to Toronto behind a big dump truck. Anyway, next, everybody's been asking, or a lot of people have been asking, what's the update with the eye? Okay, well, actually some good news. What happened was I have glaucoma, and apparently it runs in the family, comes down through the mother's side, so the good news is my kids won't get it, or likely won't get it. My grandkids won't get it. I'm end of the line from that point of view. So glaucoma is basically pressure in the eye, and I'm not going to get too detailed here, because I don't like listening to other people's medical problems. I sure don't want you listening to mine. But in short, the inside of the eye is filled with liquid. It flows from, if you think of it from gravity, it flows from top to bottom or whatever, and that's normal. And there's a certain amount of pressure in the eye. I'm told it was like 10 to 12 is a normal pressure, and that's how your eye works. And inside that eye, of course, is the optical nerve. So what glaucoma is when the flow out is constricted and the pressure builds in the eye. And that pressure, depending on how much it is, can affect and exert pressure on that optical nerve and cause permanent blindness. Whatever blindness is caused before you catch on to this is permanent. You can't get rid of it. And it's kind of like a lens on a camera. If you think of a lens just sort of closing in, that's what happened. You slowly, the black closes in around the edges, and eventually you could lose all your eyesight. The good news is that you can treat it, and you can outlive it as long as you catch it on time. So what happened is 3 years ago I got prescription glass renewal thing, and they do an automatic pressure test for our glaucoma, and it was out of control. The left was 43 when it should have been 10-12. The right was, I think, if I remember correctly, 25, 28, something like that, so not as bad, but that left one was really in trouble. So I immediately went over, was booked into the ophthalmologist. She did laser surgery and said, with these drops, you'll take them now for twice a day for the rest of your life, and you'll never have a problem. Cool. So that's what I've been doing, but apparently the drops didn't work, because this summer I went in to get another prescription for my glasses, or an update. They did the test again, and the guy wouldn't even let me out of the chair. He got onto the phone and booked me an emerge into an ophthalmologist clinic, which is right next door. And the pressure was out of control. The left was 48, the highest he'd ever seen. In fact, the highest the ophthalmologist had ever seen. So I went over, scurrying over there. The right was high too. So obviously the laser hadn't worked, but the right wasn't as bad as the left. The left was in big trouble, and after seeing her, and she was wonderful, she stayed till 7:30 that night, and she had a little newborn baby, needed to be fed and all that. But she stayed, and they did a vision test and found out because at 48 at that point she figured there's definitely going to be some vision loss, and there was. She did the test. So I've lost about all of the bottom half of my eye, the vision, and I can tell when I squint and look, I mean, yeah, it's gone. Anyway, so the idea was to save what's left, and they can do that. So, but it required a specialty surgery, had to be done at a teaching hospital in Toronto, and that was booked. So the surgery was done on August 28th, if I remember correctly, and it has an 85% chance of stopping the glaucoma, and if it works perfectly, stops it forever, so you don't even have to take drops. And whatever vision you've got left, you'll keep, and you'll never get any worse. So the other 15% doesn't work, and you're actually blind on the table when you come out of surgery. Anyway, so the surgery went fine according to the surgeon. When I talked to her, she said, but we really don't know how. I mean, you didn't go blind on the table, so that's good. It worked from that point of view. And she said, but we really don't know how well it works for about 6 to 8 weeks. Hang on, I gotta rest my hand here. It's getting all sore. Anyway, so it requires me to visit her twice a week to check on the surgery. And after a week, she goes, okay, there's been a complication. And it's a complication that essentially said, okay, you got 85% chance of getting your vision back and the surgery being successful, dropping it to about 10%. And that wasn't good. And so it was right after that I made the video. What was happening was the eyeball was collapsing. The pressure had dropped from 7 to 5 to 4. It was collapsing. That's why the eye wouldn't open. There's nothing to hold the lid up. So she stuck a needle in my eye. Oh, yeah, that was just as bad as it sounded. And reinflated it with air, if you can believe it. I'm my little Zeppelin here. Anyway, she reinflated it and told me to sit there for a week. Don't walk the dog, don't feed the dog, don't clean, don't cook, don't do anything. Just sit on your couch or sit on the computer and do nothing. And we'll know in a week whether it stays inflated, which was very necessary. The good news, so that's when I made the video, actually. At that point. I didn't know whether I was going to get the vision back or not. So now the update. So I drew the lucky straw. I am in the 10% that it did work. The ring or the crust or the edge or whatever either formed or didn't form. I can't remember even what she said. But it worked, and I will get the site back. It'll still take another 6 to 8 weeks for the vision to clear up, and when I squint well, I don't want to squint too much because I'm driving, I can see that the vision has improved. I can also see where the permanent blindness is. I mean, it's definitely not as good, but the good news is I'm going to get the site back, and it'll take another 6 to 8 weeks. I'm very fortunate, and when she found out that had worked, I don't know who was more excited, her or me, but I just knew I took a magic carpet ride home. So that's the good news. I will get it back. It probably, I don't know if it looks better or not, but at least the eye stays open now, which it didn't before. I don't know if it'll stay all the way open like the other one. It might look like I have a permanent sag or something. Who cares? Like I can see, I'm good. So that's the eye thing. It's done. To say I'm rambling. I'm in Hamilton. Still got a ways to go yet. And the next video you're going to see after this is the Toronto RV show. So I'm going to post these both together. It'll take me a couple days to edit them and get them all together. But I just thought I would bring you up to date on what's happening. Little Bear needs a haircut, and that's about the rest of it. So you're up to date. And thanks for watching. Enjoy, smile, be charitable. Talk to you soon.